Okay, it is Friday and I'm gonna hop into the Goodwill. You can see the sign over there in the corner. My hair is probably crazy. Just went through the car wash and was just drying off the outside, and it is windy here today. So anyways, the car wash is right next to the Goodwill, so I thought I'd pop on in and let's see if we can find anything. Okay, so it was really crowded and noisy in the Goodwill today, so I am doing a voiceover. So we're just going to look through here. Sometimes they have newer items over here, and I'm looking at this wrapping paper to see if maybe it was vintage or some designs that might be interesting. And I wasn't quite sure about it, and so I went ahead and passed. There's only three there, which wouldn't make a very big lot, so I decided against it. And just trying to see if there was anything new. I did find this Space Maker 2, and I considered picking it up for 99 cents. At first, when I picked it up, I thought it was just the Space Maker, so I was going to, but I did leave it since it was the Space Maker 2. And these were some brass candlesticks. They were $3 a piece, which would make that set $12. So I passed on that one. And then I really liked this basket. It was $4.99, and I just wasn't sure the resale value. I almost thought about getting those because I have the other parts that go to that from IKEA, where you can hang items on. It's almost like a curtain rod type of thing, but I didn't really need any more, so I put those back. I'm always looking for, I think it's the cornflower coffee mugs, because I think those will sell, so I always check the mugs out just in case. You can see I'm still carrying the Space Maker 2 at this point. I had not decided to put it back, but I do put it back. Oh, and I really liked these mugs. I was on the fence about them. I was considering it. And I looked them up, and there just was not enough resale value in them for me to pick them up. And I considered saving them anyways, just for myself, but I, like a lot of people, have too many coffee mugs already, so I left them. And I was considering that if maybe they had the saucers, that maybe I would consider picking up that set. But I didn't see that pattern or the saucers anywhere. And I did pick something up off this shelf. Oh, yes, the Visionware. Um, I really liked that, but you could see that slight ring around the bottom. I wasn't sure if that was something that would come off or not. So I'm trying to test it with my finger and see if it's something that will scratch off, or if it's just where it's been cooked on from being cooked on the stove. I have an electric stove, so that can happen with your pans. So I did leave that behind. I saw that cat lamp there, and then this nativity lamp that I was considering. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and see how much it is. I'm always afraid I'm going to knock things over. And that was $17.99, I think, right there. It was $14.99 or $17.99. I'm not sure. I'm still carrying the Space Maker. And then the cat lamp was, I think, $4.99, but it was pretty rough. You can see the discoloration in there, and it didn't look the greatest, so I did decide to leave that one as well. This lamp was beautiful. It did have damage, and they wanted $19.99 for it, and it was just, with the damage, it was too much. But it was beautiful. So I did leave it behind. And then I looked this thing up. I just thought it was really neat, and I'm still not 100% sure what it is. If it's supposed to be almost like a wax melter, like an old school wax melter. It is vintage for sure. I'm pretty sure it said made in Japan. I did run comps on it, and it's like sold for 12. Okay, so here is what I did end up picking up: this turtle for $2.99. I just couldn't leave him behind. I found this little tea light holder, the angel, so I picked that up, and $1.99 for that. And then I wanted to show you this. This thing was so heavy, and it had damage, so I did leave it behind. And it was, I think, $5.99. Like, I'm trying to hold this in the store and not drop it, and record and try and look at pricing, and I just could not. I was struggling, so I'm like, let me find a safe space to put this. And so I set it on the shelf so you can get a better look at it. But that definitely had some age to it. And unfortunately too much damage. I was gonna pick this guy up, but he was had a little chip back there. He was so cute and only $1. And these milk glass little, I don't know, trivets or something. I actually just did those in the video so I can look them up and see if they have any value. I didn't look them up in the store. As I said, it was quite busy. I like to always look at the grab bags. Unfortunately, there was not much here. I was thinking about this bag. That was a Disney item there. I'm not even sure what it was. Maybe a tea light holder. Those napkin rings were really thin metal, so I did not want to pick those up. And then there was a hole, so I kept dropping napkin rings out, just trying to look at what else was in the bag. So there were some birds and stuff, but I think they put so many items in this particular bag that they were getting squished and destroyed. And so I was just afraid. You can kind of see, I think, on that bear, that one was damaged. It was coming off of its little, oh, right there. He's coming off his little sled from just the pressure of being shoved into this bag. So I'm thinking it was a $7.99 bag or maybe a 4. It was very busy in there. So it's probably going to be a short video, so I will probably add another haul to it. But I don't think that I showed you this butterfly glass. They had 2 of these, so I picked them both up, and they were $1 a piece. I'm halfway tempted to keep them, but I probably won't. I will probably list them. So anyways, I spent like 72 cents because I had a gift card from a tape recorder I had returned that wasn't working. So, but without the gift card, I think it was like $7.45 or something like that. So not too bad. And I got 4 items. All right, I'll see you at the next one. Okay, so my last Goodwill haul video was short, so I'm going to add this in. I went to an auction this past weekend, and it was not a very long video. I only got a few lots, so I will show you what I got there, and this will be I think the day after I went to that Goodwill, and so let's just hop right in. I'll show you what I got. Basically, I was doing a preview of the items that were going to be going up for bid. This tin was kind of neat. It had some like sort of crafty things in it. I did not bid on that one. And then this one, that silver thing really caught my attention, and it's super thick and it's like a mirror. Again, I did not bid on that lot either because that was the only thing of interest in there to me. And so just looking over here, just some 101 Dalmatian border wallpaper. I considered bidding on this lot. It's the snack plates with the cups made in Italy, but they just had too much damage. A lot of because this is such an intricate design on these plates, as you can see, and a lot of those corners had damage to them. So I was like, I did not think it was going to be worth picking up. And just looking over here at the books, which I was not interested in getting. And then this was a neat pattern, but it was made in China. So again, I didn't worry about that lot as well. Actually, I don't even know if we see the lots that I bid on in this little preview. And then they had a ton of Scotty Dog decor. And I was going to bid at first because they were in these little trays. I thought they were going to go by the tray, but they did not. They started going by the piece. And so I did not get any Scotty Dog decorations. I thought that cat was hilarious. And they had a ton of vintage telephones, and they were going for quite a high price. At the time, I wasn't quite sure the value on these items. I did look them up once we left, and they were pretty much going for like resale value. So the items, how they sell on eBay, is what those phones were going for. A lot of vintage toys, which I just don't know that much about. So that was not something I was super interested in bidding on. And then a lot of brass items over there. And those went for more money. And this was just some, trying to think. Oh yeah, these were not marked. I couldn't remember what this was, but it had like a little rose pattern, which was neat, but they were unmarked. So I did not bid on that lot either. And then they had quite a bit of furniture as well that you could see. I was not in the market for furniture. I loved those lampshades right there. We actually ended up leaving before they got to the lampshades. So a curio cabinet, those cabinets. That's like a pie safe there. And that lampshade was gorgeous. And some different lamps. Again, we were not there when they did the lamps. When we ended up leaving, they were starting to pull out some of these big furniture pieces. I think they were trying to get some of those out of there. But so we did skip that part. These are the items I got from that auction. And sorry, a plane just went by, so there's still some residual sound there. So I got this lot in this box for $2. I kind of liked these cups, and there is a little bit of value there. So that's good, because I thought if there wasn't value, I could just turn them into candles. This is a cute little dish. Let's see. Okay, I don't know if that has any value or not. This plate, believe it or not, it does not have a good sell-through rate, but it can sell for like 10 bucks. I'll put that to the side. And just a heart bowl. I have not looked that up, but even at Valentine's Day, you know, a few bucks there. This pink plate. And then there's a couple tins down there. Let me see if I can get to them. One second. Okay, there's two tins that are exactly the same. But I thought those could sell for, you know, maybe $10. So it was worth a little pickup. The back side of that plate. And then I got this entire box of like lace sheer curtains. So what I am probably going to do is sit out here one day and actually, okay, what I thought when I bought this was that I would just turn them into kind of crafters lots. So I wouldn't have to do a bunch of measuring and all that stuff. I could just say, hey, this many pounds of, you know, sheer lace curtains. But seeing that tag, I'm going to do some more research. And if it's worth lotting them out by curtains, then I will take the time to do that. So I got to do more research. I almost forgot these other boxes in the garage. So I did get some Scotty items. This box for $3, which nothing really to write home about, but I'll definitely make a little bit of a profit, not anything crazy. And then I bought this lot for $5. I kind of did this because I wanted some of these myself. And then, wow, look at that one. That one's neat. But there is some value in these, like chandelier prisms and stuff. So, like I say, research. I've never sold any of these, and so for $5 I wanted to learn more about them, and I will probably hang up a couple of them in my window if they are a good refractor of light. So for $5 we'll see what we can get out of it. And then I also got these two TJ Maxx bags full of lace and sheer curtains. There were a couple of like still new in package, like that one. And there's another one in here. So I'll definitely list the new in package as they are. And then again, like I said, do some research, crafters lot, or I'll list them individually. And so that is what I got. Okay, so that was the haul from the auction, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. And if this is content that you like and want to see more of, if you could hit the like button and the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day. Until next time.